If you're looking to manifest your legendary vision with a proven one-on-one coaching system, DM me with the word legend and we'll talk about how I can help you craft and take action on your legendary vision. Let's go. If you are searching for a corporate travel service or a DJ for your next special event, look no further. Go ahead and text Brent directly at 708-578-7571.
Man.
Bro, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, it's been over a month and so much has happened in that month, bro.
So many things. Life is happening.
I know, right?
But I think that's the beautiful part about growth, man. You know, it can happen slowly or quickly, but I feel like the fact that we've been creating more content and doing this, I've been like, it's made me a little bit more active. I feel like I say that every time.
Nice.
But it's like in a different way now.
Progression every time.
Right, man. But yeah, what about you, man? How's everything been?
Oh man, I echo those sentiments on content, bro. Last night, literally, or yesterday, the whole day, I spent the entire day just cutting up all the vlogs that I have. So I'm about to flood the market with just like shorts, TikToks, everything. Get ready, I'm coming, bro.
Five
like
beats a day
I
for
literally
3
have
summers?
I got like 35 short clips and counting. You know what I mean? So I'm a wait to unleash the clip until like I have some sort of strategy in mind or something like that. But you know, content is there. And content is king. You know, before we met last time or during the meeting last time, I was telling you I was going to go to the Black Enterprise Conference, the entrepreneurship conference.
That was fire.
I went to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually I found a lot of value in it, just because I was in a room with so many people who were like-minded and so many millionaires, you know, and it was just casual. You know, one of the keynote speakers, I forget which one it was, he was just like, you know, put your hand up if you're a millionaire. Bro, a lot of people put their hand up. Very inspirational, and they were all Black, all entrepreneurs. I met some great contacts there that I'm still in contact with. So I think that showed me the importance of surrounding yourself with the community that you're inspired by and keeping those check-ins, because there are people doing what you want to do. There are people living the way you want to live, and you just have to know that it's tangible. So I thought that was really important. That was my main takeaway from the Black Enterprise Conference. So it was good.
That's fire, bro.
I did a whole vlog about it too. It was like a short vlog or whatever. So
I was saying that was fire. I like that one.
Vlog.
You know, it's dope to have like friends that you're a fan of. Like,
sure,
I'm a fan of your work. It's inspirational.
Likewise.
Man, appreciate that.
I think you call it silly fruit.
Yeah, silly fruit.
I empathize with that so much, because
Dang.
that's kind of how it is. Like, and like all of this raw food and stuff now, it's kind of silly when you're in front of people, because it's just like, oh nah, bro, I'm good.
Right, can't eat that bacon.
Exactly, not today. So,
but I want to ask you about the Black Enterprise joint, like the energy in there. You know, what was that like, and how did you? What specific actions did it change about you in the way that you feel like you're moving right now?
So everybody was very organized in things that they were participating in.
Damn.
You know, so they had their systems in order. Yeah, your systems have to be ordered. You can't really just be freestyling. I want to emphasize how like they had business coaches in place. So I got a coaching session, a free coaching session.
Wow.
From someone who owns like 6 businesses in San Francisco. She said they were all like low-key next to each other too. She was just teaching me about ways to set up your LLC structure, tax structure, and things to look out for. And like, again, you know, just being in that environment with like-minded people, it causes you to get sharper, because you see everything is possible.
But yeah, man, so something I noticed about you recently, though, you jumped from like 3K to like 5K.
Oh, let me tell you how that happened. Yo, so what's crazy is I posted, so Snooki came to the factory months ago. Right?
Yeah,
for some reason, I never posted the pictures and stuff like that.
You posted one story joint.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, well, the reason behind that is because I didn't realize how big of a celebrity Snooki was. You know, obviously, I remember her from MTV and stuff like that, but I didn't know she was a low-key cultural icon to a generation. because I didn't watch Jersey Shore and stuff like that. So she has like 15 million followers,
Ooh.
and she has like fan armies and stuff like that. So what happened was when I posted that picture, it didn't happen immediately, but I got an influx of followers like just off of that shout out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you got like her fan pages and stuff like that, and then it just started growing organically from there. And then it was another post I had. I'm not sure if it was connected, but like it was like a IG reel I posted maybe 2 years ago. It went up crazy, and I just got a lot of followers from that. So one time I checked my phone, and it was like you got 100 new followers. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they only show you 100. It was really like a couple hundred. You know what I mean? But like I guess the notification only goes up to 100. I never seen nothing like that before.
That's amazing.
So yeah, bro. That's what inspired me to like, okay, I got some new faces on the page, so now I need to like
serve them.
You feel me? Because what are followers? It's a vanity metric. What does it really mean?
Right.
You can have all of these people following you, but it doesn't really matter if they're not converted into what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like, okay, cool. You got 5,000 followers. Whoop-de-doo. Can you get 5,000 people to purchase a product? Can you get 5,000 people to inject the message that you're trying to get across? Can you get 5,000 people to show up in real life to an event that you're doing? I've also gotten real aggressive with like people at the factory following me on Instagram and stuff like that too. And I have a community phone number, but I haven't been pushing things through that. I think the first thing is to get people on IG because that's kind of like the hub right now, and then from there distribute across. So trying to do something with this attention.
It's fire, bro. I mean, you I just feel like you're executing it so perfectly.
Oh man, it's execution season.
Execution
It's execution season.
That's what it's about, man. Like, what's your life like right now?
So I'm excited to say, I think our last conversation, I was talking about getting ready for my first client in the travel business.
Yes.
I actually went through, booked my first trip. You know, everything went off. You know, all of the bookings, they approved everything right off the bat. The actual travel doesn't take place until the middle of the month.
Okay.
But, you know, I went through the process of like, what is it like to set up this trip for a client? What is it like to do this paperwork and have the executives approve it and things of that nature? So that went off well. The client was actually really impressed, you know, with the whole thing. And we're starting small. Like the trip I booked was like relatively small and things like that. We'll work our way up to 150 people trips and stuff like that. But he was satisfied with the product that I gave him, so that lets me know that I'm moving in the right direction. So, you know, that's good.
That's amazing.
I'm really excited about starting to expand the Decide to Finish empire. You know, I know that's something we talked about on a previous episode. I'm actually going to be shooting my first podcast episode for Decide to Finish, which is not just a podcast, it's more of a lifestyle, but, you know, the podcast is going to be an extension of that living brand, you know, avatar. And it's going to be with a good friend of mine from Howard, Forrest Lowe. He started a restaurant in Brooklyn called Spuds. It's a French fry restaurant. Think like if Chipotle was French fries instead of tacos, things like that. It's that type of situation. And I'm gonna just walk through this process. You know, what does it take to do this? What inspired your entrepreneurial mindset, and how did you decide to finish? And I want it to be interactive. You know, I don't want it to be stationary. You know, sit in a room and get interviewed and stuff like that. Kind of how we're doing, man. You know, we're living, breathing people. You know, we're gonna get some of this vitamin D sunlight in us, you know what I mean, and shine on, you know, so I'm really excited about that too.
That's what's up, bro.
How about you, man? Tell me about the refi and everything that's going on. I know we was expecting some big, I don't know, just talk through it. I don't want to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think my vision has definitely grown. Bro, the whole refi thing, I learned a little bit more about it within the last month. So I'm acquiring an assisted living business. It's going to be 18 beds for $1 million. But the thing is, I was like, I know the value of the real estate is $2 million, but with an SBA loan, you can only refi after you've owned the business for 36 months.
Okay.
So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
So now I'm looking more into a commercial equity line of credit, same as like a home equity line of credit.
Okay.
And so some lenders, they'll require for you to own it 36 months still, but some lenders have different requirements, such as like you have to own it for 6 months or something like that. So I'm going through that process because essentially the 18 beds is going to allow me to get another facility that is 63 beds. And so with that strategy, bro, I'm trying to get to, I haven't said this out loud.
Say it out loud, make it real. Make it real.
But the goal within the next 24 to 36 months is 1,000 beds. And then for my lifetime, 100,000 beds.
Man, that is powerful.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what is a bed. What does that mean?
Oh, so a resident. So yeah, typically the average in America is between $3,000 and $4,000 per bed. But you know, in the market that I'm focusing on right now, they're about $2,000 to $3,000 a bed. But the real play though is telehealth. So with telehealth, for instance, you can charge the insurance company $150 per visit, but the copay would be like $40. So what I'll do is I'll have every single resident will have a weekly telehealth appointment. So and then so that's $600. And so 600 times 1,000, times 12.
Y'all do the math on that.
Yeah, we could do the math on that, but
is exciting.
When we talk about valuation, though, telehealth is on a 20x revenue multiple. So before expenses, so every single dollar is $20, and so I really want to get to the $100 million valuation mark within the next 5 years, and so.
Yes.
But we gotta keep moving.
Man. Yo, when you say you lay out your groundwork and your plan, it's always so grandiose, man. We talking about Rolls Royces, 100,000 beds. Oh my gosh, man! So it's so exciting what the future holds, man. And if our best days aren't ahead of us, what's the point? You know what I mean?
You gotta go hard.
And it's like it reminds me of a conversation I was having with one of my mentors. And I was telling him my plans and stuff like that. He was just like, yo, not thinking big enough. Oof. I'm just like, man, I needed that. I needed to hear that. Because some people would hear that and they would get discouraged, but some people would hear that and get inspired. I always think about that Puff quote, and he was like, I don't post these stunt videos for the haters. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do that anyway. I post this for the ones who's sitting there and they're gonna get inspired to go get it too. And he said I wasn't thinking big enough. I'm like, no, you're right. And then I had another conversation with a guy. There's a restaurant on my block, and I just come in there. I talk to the owner and some of the patrons sometimes. And we were just having a conversation real late at night. We were talking about our different travels, different countries, and things like that. And he brought up his trip to Brazil, and I was saying like, yeah, I've been meaning to get to Brazil. Ooh. I asked him, I was like, how much time do you think I should spend in Brazil? This man said, forget time. He was like, why would you put a limit on it? He was like, just go there, go to a beach, and think about it. That resonated with me for so many reasons. One, because his mindset was so limitless. Forget time? That's what type of statement? What type of life are you living that's possible? And then why isn't it possible? Why am I putting a limit on how long I should spend in Brazil? Why is that my first thought? Yeah, I want to go to Brazil, but how long can I stay? Why am I limiting myself? And that's with anything. You know what I mean? That's literally with anything. Why do we put limits on anything? So that I might have thought too deep into his statement. Maybe he didn't mean it like that, but that's how I received it. It's just like, yo, let's stop putting limits on everything. Just go to Brazil. Just go.
No limit. Buy one way.
Right. Literally.
Dog. So when we talk about
time, I was blown away.
That's crazy.
I was blown away. So that and combined with the thinking bigger with my mentor. And another thing my mentor had said was he did a real unique quote that involved pigs. He was like, everybody's getting money at this point, right? So how do you sustain it? He was like, always remember, hogs get slaughtered, pigs get fat. And I was just like, what? Like, you know, it makes sense. But then he went to a whole sermon, and I'll, you know, summarize it. But basically, everybody's getting money, right? You got hogs, you got pigs. It's the same thing, right? But a hog is getting slaughtered. So that means that, you know, it's just for somebody else to use. You know, you just take him to the market, you chop it up, whatever. Like, y'all live the same life, but you chop it up. A pig gets to live his whole life in abundance and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get taken to the chop house, bro. You want to escape the matrix and things like that. And I didn't put it as eloquently as he did, but that was the gist of it. All of those conversations combined, it was a lot of motivation.
Ugh, golly.
I hope I did them some justice in trying to explain it, but.
Bro, like I had the same thing happen to me. Well, similar thing happened to me. I had this big idea, what I thought was big. I was like, you know, I just want to build fourplexes for veterans. And, and when I told this to, whenever I talk about billionaires, I say Billy Boy.
Okay.
But when this dude was he's B level, and he said, Robert, if you never.
Hold on, you have conversations with billionaires?
Yeah.
You're different, bro. You're different, bro. Keep going. Wow.
But he said, if you ever listen to anything I ever say, listen to this. Think bigger.
Yes.
And then, thing is, I spoke to him about that 3-4 years later, and I told him with the same gravity. I was like, man, you don't know how much it's meant to me. And he was like, I said that?
Because it's normal to him.
It's
normal to him.
It's normal, man.
There's a great book that I read years back called The Magic of Thinking Big.
Okay.
I would check that out too. I thought that expanded my mindset, but clearly not. You know. But that's why it's important to talk to people that are levels above you, because you may think you're at a certain place, but you need that check. You know, you ain't paying chess, you need that check. You go see the big dog. Another quotable is like, everybody thinks they the man until the man walks in the room. Ooh. You think you're doing something until you meet somebody who's really doing something. Now you check yourself. All right, I gotta go harder. It's time.
That's heavy.
Right.
So when we talk about our visions and what we have going on, because I know that what we share here is probably like just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, but like when it comes to the things that you have going on, what do you ever find yourself becoming afraid of something, or being like, I don't know, like what's scaring you right now?
I catch myself, bro, because the spirit of procrastination and hesitancy runs in my family. I see it, you know, through my parents. It's not a knock against what I'm saying or anything like that, but I remember growing up when the whole family would be in the car and somebody would be like, where you guys want to go eat at? And everybody kind of looks around at everybody. Nobody speaks up, you know what I mean? And nobody like wants to actually make a decision. So that's why forcing myself to decide, and then the whole mantra of deciding to finish really hits close home to me. Because it's just like, yo, put your foot down, make something happen. Because it's easy to just sit back and kind of take a back seat to things. But sometimes you have to aggressively go in the direction of where you're headed, because if you don't put some urgency behind it, it's not gonna happen. So you have to urgently go forward, bro. Urgency. Because, you know, like Myron Golden says, wealth is connected to time. So wealth is urgent, right? If you make $50,000 a year, eventually you'll become a millionaire if enough years go by, right?
And you save enough.
Yeah, and you
Lord
save
willing,
enough.
yeah.
But do you want to be the type of millionaire who makes it in 20 years, or you want to make $1 million in 20 years over the course of time, or you want to make $1 million next year? Wealth is in time. You made $1 million in both situations, but you're only considered wealthy. And nowadays we know with inflation and everything, $1 million is not really wealthy. But just for the sake of this example, wealth is excited by time, man. So you have to get to it quickly. Strategically, but urgently.
Right. And I feel like that's why we just had, I mean, you already said you got 30 clips in the chamber.
And that's, I'm not even done.
Yuck.
By the time I'm actually done, it's gonna be close to 50 or 60. And now I want before I unleash the clip, I want to figure out, you know, the pace I should be going at, what's my actual mission, and I want to be intentional about it. You know, I want to actually put together a campaign. You know?
Yeah.
And
That's
work
what
towards it, so.
That's really what I want to do too, bro. Last week, I really appreciated the fact that you said that you were like, yo, I saw the fact that you made more videos last week.
I like that. Inspirational.
Man, but you know, it was crazy because days ago I spoke to somebody that was like, you need to chill on that. You need to stop doing that on YouTube. Because you have to focus on this assisted living thing. And I feel that. I am going to focus.
I do. I feel that. But man, and this is just how I feel. I can't talk for everybody.
Yeah.
But I know when I go to sleep at night, and maybe this is just the overachiever in me or anything like that, but I know I could have did more with my day. You know what I mean? I could have not scrolled on social media a little bit, got something else done. And I'm not saying that we have to work 24/7 because that's not realistic, you know, but I know that I have the capacity for more. So if you're working at your 100% capacity, cool. Be satisfied with that. Only we can answer if we can go harder or not. I know I can go harder. I'm not going harder enough. I'm not going harder enough.
That's crazy, bro.
So you can answer that for yourself, but I was saying that in regards to him saying that you need to stop and focus and things like that.
Yeah.
We're dynamic individuals, bro.
Right.
Like we have the capacity for a lot, and we can push ourselves further than we can even imagine.
That's like that thing that Jay-Z said. It was just like, we're not inflicted with that disease. We don't just do one thing.
Right.
And that's why, like, I hate it when people try to put me in a box because
Right.
it's like, just because you don't understand it, that doesn't mean I need to stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to get some like clips like in the chamber, like ready to go for 30 days straight.
All the long form content you have, just chop it up.
Just chop it up.
Yeah, what I realized
You're
was
right,
like
bro.
all of
You're
these
right.
vlogs that I have and stuff, you know, I got like 2 hours at this point or whatever. Every single part of that, I'm just chop it up.
What are you using? Premiere Pro or something else?
Bro, that's another thing. I need to learn how to edit on the computer. Right now I'm editing everything on my phone. I know I'm punishing myself.
How is
by
he
doing
doing this?
I have no idea. Honestly, it takes hours and hours. I'm doing everything on InShot app.
Okay.
I bought the full trial, you know, the full version of the app and everything like that, and I've learned how to use it very thoroughly. So
amazing.
I actually had a call with my boy B Tech. Shout outs to B Tech on YouTube. I'll link it. He actually sat down with me and walked me through Final Cut Pro. We did a whole call and everything like that. You know, reach out to him if you want to learn how to use Final Cut Pro and everything like that. But it's just another I'm not saying that it's difficult or anything like that, but it's starting from ground zero again. So I have to learn a whole new program, and I just didn't have the patience to do that. It was my plan to do that for the I shot a music video.
Oh, Mike Williams.
which
video.
was crazy. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna use the video as the first thing I edit on a computer, but I just wasn't patient enough to do it. I'm like, man, I know how to chop it up on my phone. I'm gonna just keep doing it that way. Rashad from EYL still uses his phone to chop everything up. I mean, obviously not the long form content that they put over. Everything he posts on social media, he says he still uses his phone for it to this day.
So like recording it doing the screen record and then chop it that way?
You can do that too.
I like that way.
You can do that too. Yeah. See, the thing is, there's no rules.
Right.
There's no rules. You know. When it comes to this content creation, game, just get it done.
Right.
That's it.
Right, man. Like, and I think the fact that you was like, yo, man, I get that silly fruit shit. That one post, that video, that was a joint that I was like, man, people gonna think I'm corny as hell for making this. And I sent it to one of my mentors, but I was like, yo, is this crazy? She was like, it's not inappropriate at all. It's straight.
Right.
I was like, bet. I posted on LinkedIn, like, let's go. No likes. But then I was like, sometimes when you post a YouTube link, it doesn't get the same vibe.
Right.
You have to upload it on
Right.
the platform instead of, So anyway, I think that's like, I like this because we can talk tactically and strategically, but that's like a mistake. Uploading because you're not gonna get any likes on that joint. And the LinkedIn views are gonna be a lot less significant. So
Pro
Well,
tip.
it's like it's trial and error, right?
True.
I mean, it doesn't matter what we do. We're gonna look corny to somebody. As long as you can look at yourself
That's
in the
so
mirror,
real.
that's all that matters, bro. Because somebody's gonna hate on something, and some people just not on the same mindset as you. It might
Right.
resonate with somebody, and it might be whack to somebody.
Right.
As long as it's authentic to you,
Right.
I think that's the only thing you should be worried about at this point, bro.
That's real. I mean, like, you're the person that brought that out of my spirit, bro.
Love,
And I have so much more confidence
love.
going through that process, because I feel like I'm confident when it comes to like a goal, because I know that I'm gonna work hard enough, but like doing things that I know are gonna be perceived in an array of ways, publicly, it's just like, nobody wants to be embarrassed,
Nah,
but if you
sure
know
not.
that you are dope,
Yep.
you can't really miss.
Right.
And but yeah, that's why, like, I be watching your videos, bro. It never fails. Sometimes I gotta wait till I get alone,
Love.
because I'm like, I'm getting too emotional watching this man's growth.
That means a lot, bro.
It's crazy.
That means a lot. Yo, I would be remiss to say it was a couple weeks after our last meeting. Matter of fact, while I was in Philly,
Uh-huh.
you had crossed my mind.
Oh wow,
Bro, I bumped your album like 3 times straight, bro. And I hadn't really listened to it before. I'm like, yo, this
Yo.
is fire. The
Yo.
way you spit reminds me of like Nipsey, Jeezy
Damn.
type, because it's like
that's heavy.
it's useful. You know what I'm saying? It's not just bars. You're talking about the refis, you're talking about the real estate, and it's just like it's music that you can actually apply. You know what I'm saying? It's
Damn.
not just like swag bars. Swag bars is in there.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's right.
It's
You feel
right.
me? But it's like yo, he's saying something. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
bro.
So yeah, bro. I didn't
means
have
a
to tell
lot,
you about
bro.
that. I forgot to text you and stuff like that. It was like when I was traveling from New York to Philly, I was listening to that joint. I ran it back too.
Wow.
It's like an EP. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying? So I ran
a
that
10
joint
minute,
back.
12-minute
Yeah,
joint.
man, for sure. Rob Burgundy, make sure y'all go stream that everywhere. You feel me?
Man, but
Straight
yeah,
up.
that means a lot, bro.
Yeah,
I
no
really,
doubt.
I
Definitely,
really,
I need to tell you that too.
I think I have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of like being a person that makes music, like, and that's, I heard somebody say like, get the money first. Like Nipsey said that one time too. It's like, get you some money, you gonna feel different.
You
know
ain't
what I'm
lying.
saying? And that's why I'm going first with buying businesses
Yep.
and real estate development. But like all the while, you gonna hear some bars from Rob.
sure.
You know, and then I eventually, even if it's 5 years later, I have like some pristine projects. I just don't want to go with that inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just think it's dope bumping
Bro.
your own shit when you
Yeah,
fucking.
man, it's fire.
It's
One life
hard.
to live, man. Do everything. Explore everything.
Yeah.
No
man.
limits. Like,
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
No limits. Decide to finish. Man, we got a lot of work to do,
Woo.
but it's like so inspiring.
Yes.
I did want to talk a little bit about that fear thing, just because I don't think that you fear. I don't think you fear much.
That's a lot. I do. I think my inaction is fear. It's a form of fear.
Okay.
You know, when you're hesitating to do something or you're procrastinating to do something, to me, the way I interpret it, that may be my version of fear.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that I procrastinate on this, the fact that I won't sit down and get this done,
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of it. Whether it's a fear of flying or a fear of failing,
Ooh.
you know? It's two opposite ends of the
Ooh.
spectrum. But I do believe that procrastinating and pushing things off and not executing is a form of fear. And, you know, I do suffer from that. But it's like, I have to force myself to not do that, you know?
That's real.
Deciding to finish holds a special place in my heart because of that, you know?
Gosh,
That's why it's a whole mantra.
bro, like your whole movement is it's a movement.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like I envision you being a DJ in this spot right here, joining the back, join people
I like
right
that.
here.
Shout out to Cassava House, man. We in
Cassava
Harlem.
House.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that fear thing, it's cool because I feel like the most courageous people are the ones that operate
with the most fear because they almost have to.
Yep.
At a certain point. I remember Khaled had this one interview and he was like, man, like he bet his whole house mortgage late, like on this one album. He was pushing it, and now look at Khaled now.
Yep.
You know, they don't want us to eat plants. Like,
yo, he's been wilding in Jamaica,
crazy.
bro.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's been like living life, getting his album done. Very inspirational. But yeah, I think these people who accomplish great things are so far on the edge, they bring everybody else with them because they're almost in a lunatic state of aggression towards their goals. So it's just like, if Michael Jordan is going that hard at practice every day, his will to win, Kobe Bryant, whoever you want to put in these shoes, well, just those two actually.
Yeah.
But if they're going this hard, Ron Harper and Steve Kerr, you know, they might not be as talented as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But every ounce of talent and willpower they have is going to be used because they're inspired by their leader who is miles ahead and determined to a point that you could never even imagine. So Michael Jordan has to be on 120% for me to even be on 40%. You know what I'm saying? So like, as a leader, you know, to whatever or whoever it may be, the leader has to be almost obsessive with conquering their goal if they want to inspire their team to even be at their mid to medium capacity. You know what I mean? Like, because if you don't care, why would I care?
Facts.
You set the tone. And to set that tone, gotta go.
Gotta go. Stupid.
Gotta go.
Hard. Yeah, man.
We gotta put ourselves in those places. We're those people. We have to put ourselves in that place, in that position.
Hit the bullseye on that.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, I was fearful of today.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what if it's not right and the
always
sound.
something.
But then it's like all love, you know. It's you know, we got noise, like silly stuff, but you gotta push through that.
Absolutely.
And then the best thing is like when somebody hits you and is like, yo, that joint was hard.
Man.
And even if they don't, I look back at my joints and I be like, shit was kind of
absolutely
fire.
100%. Yeah.
But I'm actually afraid of flying a lot of times because
I think we all are, bro.
I just don't want to like miss the calls or stay up too late and miss the movies and no dinner dates, like, you know, stuff that, you know, when people matter to you, you don't want them to feel neglected.
1000%.
But you gotta go hard.
Yeah.
It's like when Mike was like, he was teary-eyed saying, if you don't want to play that way, don't play that way.
That was heavy. That was heavy to me. That was because it's so real. Sacrifices have to be made. We're only human. Fortunately, unfortunately. So it's like, we got 24 hours in a day.
Right.
We can't invent more time.
Cherish it.
It's like you have to balance the connection with your loved ones and you have to dedicate yourself to the purpose, man. I don't have the answers on how you can do that. That's why we talk to the people that are more, you know, further along on the journey than we are. You know, hopefully they can give us some gems, but I do know that we're gonna figure it out by trying. I do know. And when you go back to eating regular food, there's a pledging process for that too. So it's just like you realize, like, yo, I don't want to keep going through that stage between the two. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be vegan. I'm gonna just stick to it for a while. For a while, it ended up being 9 months. I'm talking about through Christmas, through Thanksgiving, through New Year's, whatever. I was vegan all the time, no slip-ups. The only thing that slipped me up is I ended up going to Tokyo. I'm like, I'm not about to be vegan in Tokyo. You know what I mean? I'm about to do whatever it takes.
The sacrifice.
So when I got back over the years, I would like flirt in and out of veganism. I'll be vegan for a month, for 3 weeks, and whatever. But within the vegan community, there's tiers, right?
Yeah.
So like you become part of a community, automatically, you know, you start to gravitate towards people who are like-minded, right?
Yeah.
So I started following more vegan people on my timeline, so I would just be exposed to it, whatever. So you can be the type of vegan that just gives Beyond Burgers, rice, French fries, vegetables, and stuff like that. My typical meal would be like cooked vegetables, you know, on the stove, maybe like some rice and some beans or something like that. But there's a tier of vegans who I don't want to say they look down upon it, but they pride themselves on only consuming raw foods, meaning foods that haven't been cooked, foods that are actual fruits and vegetables in their purest form.
Okay.
Seeded fruit that's or food that's living. You know what I mean? So they call themselves raw vegans. Raw food only. And I read a book by Dick Gregory. And I actually met Dick Gregory before he became an ancestor at a random Walmart in DC. It was crazy. But he wrote a book, and I don't have the exact title for it. It's kind of like a comedic title, but it touches on Black America's relationship with food. From where it comes to slavery beginnings and things of that nature, and how we should ultimately be working towards not only a raw living with fruits and vegetables, but he really just wants us to eat fruits. He's a fruitarian, Fruitarian. I knew after reading that book and after observing the classism between vegans and raw vegans that I ultimately at least wanted to experience what it was like to be a raw vegan, right? Because, we always want to do what the flyest thing is.
Right.
If it's something to do, I want to do it to the highest level. So I knew in the back of my head one day I was going to try it. What catapulted me to actually do it, and I know I'm very long-winded. I apologize.
Nah, this is the whole story. This is beautiful.
But so I stopped drinking in April. Again, it wasn't for any particular reason or anything like that. It's just me DJing 3 nights in a club, and it gets monotonous or whatever. So I just stopped drinking cold turkey in April. So within like a couple weeks of me stopping drinking, I started doing vegan again. And it was a conversation on Earn Your Leisure's YouTube channel with 19 Keys, high-level conversation. And he talked to a guy named Yaki Awaken. And they just had a 3-hour conversation on the effect that food has on your mental and your focus. And, just how food is really energy, and how it can inspire you to go harder or it can fatigue you. It's a reason why, we have a big meal and we want to go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's because our body is working overtime to get this stuff digested and to use as energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you go pig out or whatever, you got to go lay down because you're not about to be expending energy doing all of this. And I'm trying to digest your food, bro. Go to sleep. Sit still for a while so I can do all of this.
Sit down.
So I said to myself, I already had the vegan groceries. I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish all of the groceries in my house right now. But the next time I go to the grocery store, I'm going to try out only buying raw fruits and vegetables and just at least see if I could last 3 days or whenever I need to go back to the grocery store or whatever. I did it, and I think the groceries lasted me about 4 days. I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad. I can do it.
Straight.
Something
light.
So let's go back to the grocery store. Kept doing it. By day 10, I was like, you know what? I can do this for the long haul. Day 20 is when I actually had the aha moment, because you look in the face, you start seeing your skin a little clearer, you know what I'm saying? Everything is kind of looking good. I'm like, yo, this is what 20 days looks like. What does 20 weeks look like?
Right.
What does 200 weeks look like?
Right.
And because I'm on this raw lifestyle, I'm listening to more content just to understand and encourage myself along the journey. And the more I educate myself on the power of food, for instance, I don't take naps anymore. I don't have to. I'm not tired. So when I go to sleep, I'm asleep. But when I wake up, I stay up the whole day. You know what I'm saying? So you just feel clearer, you feel more awakened, you feel more energetic, and you know that the food is a direct representation of that. So why mess that up?
Right. You're on a winning streak right now.
You're on a winning streak. Why go backwards? Because now I'm educated on the reason that we eat, which is to fuel your body. So I know that if I just go ahead and bang these wings or these tacos or these ribs real quick, that's just me giving into the flesh. So then it becomes more about mindset than food. Why would I give in to something that I know isn't necessarily helping me? So it's just like, do you even have the discipline to not do that? Even it's like, okay, I know what that would make me feel like.
Right.
I don't really know what this whole raw lifestyle what made me feel like let's at least give ourselves a chance to explore what it may do. I mean, everything's been kosher thus far. How far can we really take it? You know, is it really worth giving in? I'm on day 30. Give all that up for a 6-piece from Harold's? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chicago. I done had many 6-pieces in my life, bro. But you haven't had an extended period where you've been on a raw lifestyle. So I don't know how long it's gonna go. I didn't expect it to go 30 days. 30 days got here like that.
Crazy.
I don't know how long it's gonna go, but I do feel good about it right now. I feel good from where I'm at.
Because you're locked in and you created, didn't you say in a day you cracked open like 30 clips?
Yep.
In a day?
In a day.
Like, bro, like, that's
and you know,
insanity.
I didn't realize it was insane until you just pointed out right there. That is kind of
like, imagine what you could do in like a week. You would probably, in a month, you could probably plan out your entire year of content.
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes, bro.
Oof.
And that's all content I already have. That's not counting.
So you chopped up your. Oh my god.
That's good. You know what I'm saying? That's not counting the new stuff we're gonna be filming.
You went in the back of the kitchen and you made some like new
Cut
meals.
the brick up. Nah, you know what I'm saying? It's sad that we always resort to drug references.
Blame hip hop.
We just chop up the brick of cocaine, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Flip it and re-up. It just clicked like, yo, why am I not chopping this stuff up?
That's inspiring, bro. Well, shoot, man. So it's execution season. So if there was one thing that you feel like you're about to do, or you would urge someone else to do after watching this, what would that thing be?
Decide to finish.
Decide to finish.
You got something in your head. You got an idea. Everybody has an idea in their head. Whatever that idea may be, you've been thinking about it a long time. You've been asking somebody else for their validation. Yo, what do you think about this? I should do this. Man, I probably could X, Y, Z. Why don't you just do it? Stop thinking about it. Stop reading about it. Stop researching it. Stop double just considering it. What would happen if you just did it, and not only did it, you decided to finish it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just set a goal, you know, use the SMART tactics, the SMART, measurable, actionable, you know, whatever the other 2 points are. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. But, like, get it done. Promise something to yourself. Fulfill the promise. You know, decide to finish.
Damn.
I'm really trying to embody that from top to bottom, bro. Because I just feel like everything we could ever want is on the other side of that decision. You know?
That's heavy.
What about you, bro?
I would say take the next step. Like, I think no matter how long it takes, as long as you take one impactful step every single day, in a year, you're looking at a totally different life.
Yes.
When I transitioned out of the Air Force, I remember sitting back here but I would think to myself like, shit, I finally made it to New York.
Yeah.
I came from Mississippi where I was treated differently. And I'm here now.
That's deep.
And within 6 months, I tripled my income. After
That's
I touched
a fire
down.
video that you put out too.
I appreciate that, bro. And I was just like, my life is different now. Like, but it was just because every single day I took one step. I talked to this one person. I did that one thing. I filled out that application. Like, one thing. And that's what I would say. Take the next step.
Take the next step. I love it.
All right.
Man, this was an incredible conversation, bro.
Combo, bro.
It's been way too long since our last one.
Yeah, man.
I'm very excited for our next check-in.
Me too,
I'm very
bro.
excited.
It's
continue to lock
levels
in.
every single time.
Levels every single time, man. That's why I love talking with you, and we hold each other accountable, and we lift each other up, and there's power in community, there's power in brotherhood. You know, I just appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you too, man. You inspire me in a lot of different ways, so we just gonna keep it going.
So, I like that, man.
My guy.
Till next time, brother.
Till next time.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
So, bro. How many minutes was that?
Probably 47.
50.
If you're looking to manifest your legendary vision with a proven one-on-one coaching system, DM me with the word legend, and we'll talk about how I can help you craft and take action on your legendary vision. Let's go. If you are searching for a corporate travel service or a DJ for your next special event, look no further. Go ahead and text Brent directly at 708-578-7571.